From living check to check on a Navy salary to making over $120,000 in just 9 months, I was active duty making about $5,000 a month, married, one kid at home, and another one on the way. Bills, debt, investments, that didn't work out. Everything added up. No matter how much I worked, I felt like I couldn't get ahead. But in March 2020, during the middle of a pandemic, I started a boring little side hustle. And by November, it brought in over 6 figures. In this video, I'm going to show you step by step on how I did it so you can too. Now, before I show you how I built this business, let me take you back what my life really looked like for me in 2020. I was an E6 in United States Navy, stationed in Virginia at the time. On paper, I was making about $5,000 a month. And for most people looking in, that sounds solid, right? Good government job, steady paycheck, benefits. And here's the truth. We were still living check to check. Every dollar that came in already had a place to go. Rent due on the first, utilities right after, groceries gone in a week, car notes, insurance, diapers, baby clothes. By the 10th of the month, it felt like the money was already gone. And it wasn't like I was wasting the money. Here's the real reason. I kept betting on myself, starting these little businesses, making investments, trying to create a way out. Some of those moves cost me. None of them hit. And the bills didn't stop just because I had dreams. On top of that, my wife was pregnant with our second child. We already had one little one at home. And as a husband and a father, there's a certain weight you carry when you feel like you're doing everything you can, but it's still not enough. And the toughest part with a Navy salary, there was no overtime, no way to hustle for more. I could work harder, longer, deploy more, but the paycheck was the paycheck. I felt trapped. And that's when it hit me. If I didn't figure out a way to create something outside of the Navy, my family and I would always be stuck in this cycle. So when the pandemic hit and everything shifted, that's when I saw a window. Suddenly, I had my mornings free. Instead of wasting that time, I decided to go all in to build something new. That decision changed everything. Now, a lot of people remember that time as scary and uncertain, and it was. But for me, it actually gave me an opportunity I never had before. See, my normal Navy schedule was crazy. Early mornings, long hours, and by the time I got home, I had nothing left to give to any side hustle. But when everything shifted, my schedule changed. Instead of those long mornings, I was working from 7 to 8 o'clock at night. That gave me my mornings free. And I told myself, I can't waste this window. If I don't use these hours to build something, I'll regret it forever. So what did I do? I didn't go start some brand new flashy business. I started with what I already knew, which was credit. I had been through the pain myself. I knew what it felt like to get denied for a house. I knew what it meant to feel stuck because of a 3-digit number. So I started offering free credit audits, no strings attached. Just, hey, let me look at your credit report and show you what's possible. It wasn't about the money at first. It was about proving to myself and to others that I could actually help. My first clients, they weren't strangers. My first clients was my wife and my friend's wife. Then some of my friends from the Navy, we sat down, we looked at the reports, and I broke it all down for them. What was wrong, what needed fixing, and how to start. And when they started seeing wins, like collections removed, score increase, I realized something powerful. If I can help them, I can help a lot more people too. And that was my spark. That was the moment I said, okay, this isn't just an idea, this is a business. My life looked like this at first. I was still active duty, working my Navy shift from 7 in the morning to about 8. So in the mornings, I was doing the military. But when the pandemic happened, things shifted. So in the mornings when most people were sleeping in, I was grinding. I wake up to check messages and then start taking credit audit calls. These weren't quick little chats either. Each call was about 30 minutes. I go line by line through someone's credit report and ask about their goals and show them how to actually get there. Some days I had 12 calls, even 16 calls, back to back to back. It was exhausting, but it built momentum really fast. And here's the thing. I didn't have some big fancy system. I had three main tools. Smart Credit, this was the monitoring tool, and it paid me commissions when people sign up using my link. I also had Credit Repair Cloud. That's the software that kept everything organized and let me manage dispute at scale. And then I had Acuity. This handled the scheduler so people could book their own credit audit calls without me going back and forth. That's it. Three simple tools. Together, they made me look professional and let me focus on what mattered, helping people and closing clients. My offer was simple and easy to say. $97 setup, $90 a month, and a 90-day money-back guarantee. On every audit call, I explained the process, set up monitoring, send disputes, show them how to rebuild with positive, and check in every 2 weeks. That was the clarity of my offer. People weren't buying just letters. They were buying my confidence. They wanted someone to finally guide them on how to get out their mess. And once I got the system rolling, mornings on calls, and tools handled the admin and everything changed. That's when I started hitting numbers I never thought possible. First, matching my Navy paycheck and then blowing past it. So I had the system. It was running the calls, using the tools, keeping it simple. And then it happened, the breakthrough. Very first month, me and my partner made $5,000. Now remember, that was exactly what I was making from the United States Navy. So in 1 month, my little side hustle matched my entire military paycheck. And that's when the moment I realized this isn't just a side hustle, this could be the vehicle to freedom. But then just a couple months later in May, things went crazy. That month, we made over $25,000. Yes, $25,000. I remember sitting there looking at the numbers, thinking, this can't be real. I have never seen that kind of money in my life. The same guy who was stressed about paying rent and grocery was now pulling in more in 1 month than I used to make in half a year. So what caused it? It wasn't fancy ads. It wasn't a big marketing budget. It was proof. Every time my wife, my friends, or my new clients got results, I posted it on Facebook. Score boosts, deletions, approval. People started tagging me, sharing my posts, telling their friends, and here's the truth. People trust proof more than they trust promotion. And once the results started rolling in, the momentum took off. Of course, when you go from 5K to 25K that fast, you think you're unstoppable. And that's exactly where I made one of the biggest mistakes. So here I was, May had just brought in over $25,000. My confidence was high. And honestly, that's when I almost messed everything up. So I made the classic rookie mistake. I tried to scale too fast. I thought if I could make $25,000 in just 1 month, imagine what I can do with a team of 10, with ads, with everything running all at once. So I started moving money around, trying to hire too quickly, thinking bigger meant better. But what I didn't realize was I didn't have this system strong enough to handle the growth just yet. And that's where things started slipping. Clients weren't getting updates as often. My process got sloppy, was a little bit overwhelmed. It wasn't that I didn't care. It was that I tried to grow before my foundation was solid. And instead of freedom, I started feeling trapped again, only this time inside my own business. That's when I learned one of the most important lessons in business. Don't scale chaos, scale systems. Money comes fast, but if you don't have structure, that money will leave just as fast. So I slowed down, focus on tighten up the process, bi-weekly check-ins, monthly updates, making sure clients felt taken care of. And I did also hire a few VAs, virtual assistants, to help me as well. The more I focus on the basics, the stronger the business grew. That shift is what allowed me to stabilize and kept stacking until we hit over $120,000 in just 9 months. Everything started to click again. And that's when the results showed up. From March 2020 to November 2020, in just 9 months, I went from living paycheck to paycheck on a $5,000 Navy salary to generating over $120,000 in my credit repair business. That's six figures in less than a year, all while still active duty in the United States Navy with a wife, a little girl, and my baby princess that was going to be born in June of that year. It still blows my mind when I think about it. And let me tell you, it wasn't just about the money. It was about what the money represented. It meant my wife could breathe easier. We wasn't stressed about bills every week. We could buy groceries without counting every dollar. We could start planning instead of just surviving. It meant I could look at my kids and know that the decision I was making, betting on myself, working those early mornings, were creating a better future for them. And when I think back to those days of feeling stuck, rent due, lights about to be cut off, no way to make more money because of my Navy salary, it makes me appreciate the journey even more. And now I want it to show you that it's possible to break free, even if you feel trapped right now. That's why I'm sharing this story, not to brag, but to prove if I can do it, you can too. And I want to show you exactly how. So here's what I want you to take from this story. Freedom doesn't come from flashy side hustles or overnight success. It comes from building something born but real, something repeatable. For me, that was credit repair. For you, it might be the same thing, credit repair. The point is, there is a way out of living paycheck to paycheck, and it starts with taking one proven path and walking it step by step by step. I was just a Navy guy, an E6, husband, and father, stressed about bills, denied for a house until I fixed my own credit, and then in just 9 months, and then eventually started my own credit repair business. And in 9 months, I turned that stress into over $120,000. If I can do it with no fancy setup, no big budget, just consistency and a simple offer, then you can too. The only question is, are you willing to bet on yourself? And if you're serious about wanting to break free out of that paycheck to paycheck trap, then don't stop here. Click right here to watch my full breakdown, step by step, on how to build $1 million credit repair business from scratch. This video is that blueprint. The story proves it works. So don't wait until next year or next month. Start right now. Your future self, your family will thank you for it. So click right here, watch this full video. I'm going to break down the entire process of how to start your own credit repair business and build it to $1 million.